one important thing is to ensure our devices are on mute, to ensure, rather to prevent distractions and all of that. So once you join, although we have set the device to mute everyone, but I think some people, for one or the other, are not on mute. So please, you advise that you mute all your devices to avoid distraction. And we already mentioned that a key requirement is for people to have Stata installed. And this is because we would want to ensure that everyone has hands-on experience. For those of us that are used to one statistical software or the other, like SPSS, we are all aware that that it's hands-on. For you to be proficient in the use of any of these tools, you need to practice. And that is why it is compulsory that everyone has data installed on their laptops or their devices to continue to be in this class. At the end of the class, we have 12 classes in all every Wednesday, starting from today. And at the end of the entire session, we'll have 3 categories of certificates. One will be certificate of attendance, and this will be based on a certain percentage of class attendance. The second will be certificate of participation, which will be based on class activities such as quiz and assignments. And the third will be a certificate of proficiency after evaluation. There'll be an evaluation at the end of the entire training session. And I'm already sharing my screen, which shows the modules that we'll be covering. The first module will be general introduction to Stata environment. There are several topics there: Stata menus, Stata windows, graphical user interface, amongst others. The second module will be data manipulation in Stata. The third will be describing and summarizing data in Stata. The fourth will be hypothesis testing using Stata. Okay, I'll show it to you. So the fourth will be hypothesis testing using Stata. The fifth will be linear regression using Stata, while the sixth module will be logistic regression using Stata. We already shared these modules with you via email, but we will share again in the course of this training. So I want to again welcome everyone. We are sure we'll have a good time. We have very, very knowledgeable facilitators. The first person is Professor Olubusoye. He's a professor in the Department of Statistics, University of Ibadan. He's also the director of the Center for Petroleum, Energy Economics and Law, University of Ibadan, and also the HOD of that department. We also have Dr. Otekunrin. She is a lecturer in the Department of Statistics, also within the University of Ibadan. I think I will not take too much of our time again, and I would want to welcome Professor Olubusoye to go ahead to make the presentation. Thank you. Please, if you have questions, you can send to the chat box. If you have questions and any questions, just send to the chat box. You'll be answered. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Aredele. I think I can share my slides. Please let me know if you are able to see my slide. Mr. Aredele, are you able to see my slide?
No, not
Prof,
yet,
we
sir.
can see your screen. We can see your screen, sir.
We can
Yes.
see your screen. Yes, you're sharing your screen.
Yeah, but you can only see the screen.
We can see what you're sharing.
I
Can you
can see
see
the
the slide?
content of what you're sharing, sir.
Can you see the slide now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, we can
Sir.
see the slide.
Lecture 1, General Introduction to the Stata Environment.
Yes, we can see it.
Excellent. So let me, on behalf of PILAF, the director and other colleagues in PILAF, welcome everyone participating in this training. So we are very, very delighted to have you. This is a training session. It's not a seminar presentation, and it's not a talk. So even though you are not, what you are doing is not visible to me, but I want to see you following me very closely as we go through. From this hand is going to be hands-on, 100%. So nothing will be taken for granted. And then 2, we expect that this training will build your capacity, your commitment to use Stata for your research and for other data analysis that you may want to do in future. Beyond that, we also hope that this training will help you a lot in your future career and create opportunities for you. So having said that, we are starting from the basics. So we assume zero prior knowledge. So for those who already have some background, I will employ you that you still follow us very diligently. You can make contribution along the way. I'll be creating interludes to be able to get feedback from you. So a lot, we are assuming that all of us that we have or know, we know little or nothing about Stata. So in this very first lecture, I will try to justify reasons why you should show interest in Stata. And as a matter of fact, if you are participating in this training and you don't yet have Stata to use or practice with, you might just be wasting your time. The best thing is for you to have Stata installed on your system and then be able to follow. And after the training, listen to the video again if necessary and practice, whatever you see. So I will justify briefly why you should use Stata. And then, of course, take us through the graphical user interface of Stata. Go through the various windows available in Stata, the toolbar, the menu, the dialogues. These are features available within the graphical user interface that you must just be familiar with and be conversant with their usage and how to move around them. We might be able to do some starter basics like setting working directory, opening and saving Stata file, creating log file, allocating memory. Well, then, of course, we will talk a bit about do file and understand what a do file is and how it can be created, how we can save it, and also how we can run it in Stata. We will close the session with a to-do list, few assignment list of activities that you can do after the training. So why Stata? Yes, one of the major reasons why you should learn Stata and also use it is because it is widely used in virtually all disciplines. I don't know your discipline, but I'm a statistician, so it's used by statisticians worldwide, by economists, by political scientists, by agriculturists, and various disciplines, from social sciences to engineering, from engineering to medicine, from medicine to even linguistics and so on. So you will find Stata very versatile. Two is the fact that is used by researchers, it's been used by researchers for more than 30 years. I don't know how many of us are up to 30 years. So Stata is probably older than some of us, not myself excluded, certainly, you should know that. So another justifiable reason why you should learn and use Stata is that it provides virtually everything, if I'm not going to exaggerate, that you will need to do data science. And I know that most of you know also that data science is a topical, very prominent field nowadays. And you don't need to be a statistician before you can be a data scientist. So data science has encroached into virtually all disciplines, and then so you will do yourself a lot of benefit if you carefully and diligently, learn and use Stata. You will be able to do data manipulation, like filtering data, particularly if you have very big data. I'm sure you know about big data concept. So you can filter through massive data, sort data, recode data, compute new variables. You can do data exploration, we talk of exploratory data analysis. You can do graphical visualization of data. Data visualization is even a field on its own, and where you present your data in visual form rather than in the numerical or analytical form. But if you don't want to do visualization, you might be interested in data analysis, which includes descriptive sample size determination, hypothesis testing, model estimation and diagnostics, and so many other things, any form of analysis that you can conveniently undertake in Stata. You can do automated reporting. So data also provides features for reproducible research, and that's one of the things we learn when we deal with do file. So it allows reproducible research. You are able to document how you process your data. You are able to reproduce the same result that you obtain. Sometimes for those who are already publishing in top-rated journals, editors often will request for the script, the code that you run to be able to obtain your results. There is the need to now verify whether the claim you are making in your study is actually what you found, or what rather than what to just make up. So Stata also provides strong data set management, for various types of data. In Stata, you can do you can analyze cross-sectional data. Those are data that are obtained, compiled at a point in time or over a number of individuals or units. So you could have cross-country studies, containing information about different countries in a given time point. You could also look at time series data. This is set of data that you observe over time. It could be monthly data, quarterly data, yearly data. If you have this type of data, Stata is very, very very helpful, very that's capability to help you do make sense from this type of data. The panel data combines the cross-sectional and time series where you have individuals being observed over time, and then so that gives you panel data, not just at a point in time, but the individuals, the countries are. So you have countries, you have several units observed for several periods of time. So we can now go to the next issue, and at this point I will switch my slide now. I will stop the slide and show the desktop, and that's where we are starting this hands-on. So we are starting the hands-on right away. But while I'm doing that, if there are quick comments or questions I would like to entertain. Is there any questions so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
I have come across where it was stated that Stata is basically applied in the field of economics and social science. Like
Sorry,
more,
can we know your name?
I'm
Can we know your name and where you are speaking from? That would be helpful. Thank you.
Israel Ogra from Ahmad Bello University.
Thank you. You can go on.
So, yeah, my question is, I've come across it written in so many places, and at the course of my study, that Stata is more applicable in the social science and probably economics and all of that, that biomedical research is more preferable for you to use SPSS. So I want to really know your thought and expatiate more on this. Thank you.
Okay, I wouldn't know the source of that information, but I think it is not totally correct that Stata is only useful or relevant only in the social sciences. And I've just explained that virtually all fields you could apply or utilize the features and tools in Stata. The question you should possibly ask yourself is there any field that you don't even use data, whether qualitative or quantitative? So whether it's in art, whether it's in social sciences, whether it's in engineering, whether it's in linguistics, whatever. Is there any field that you do not use data? I doubt.
No.
Even in law, even in this. So, and whether you deal with, even when you deal with qualitative data, there are ways you can also transform them to quantitative form and then utilize the features in Stata to draw insights from that kind of data. So I don't want you to swallow that message hook, line, and sinker. I think you can begin to explore Stata irrespective of your field of study. Is that clear?
Yes, it's clear, sir.
Good.
Thank
So are you able to see my screen now? My Stata? Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So normally I close it. Are you able to see my desktop?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if you have installed Stata on your system, you should be able to pin the icon on the desktop to make it easy for you to launch it. So the truth now is that the latest version of Stata is actually 17, but the one we are using now is 14. I know somebody will want to say what happens, even if you use 10 for this training, it's not going to affect because by the time you have 17, whatever you learn in 10 can be transferred to 12 and to other versions. So the latest version is 17, but what I'm using for this training is 14. But you shouldn't get worked down because of that. It has nothing to do with what you are learning. If you learn in 14, the knowledge is still applicable in 16, 17. So if you have the icon on your desktop, as a starter, this is where to actually start the journey. So you just double click and then you have this window. This window can intimidate a starter because almost simultaneously you can see many windows appearing just at once, unlike what you will probably see in other statistical package software. You see different windows here. So one of the first thing we will do now is to in a way take a trip through the various windows appearing here. And I will be giving you some tips, simple tips. If you have your Stata open, one of the very first thing you could do, anything I'm saying here is also in the slide that I've already shared. So, so one thing you can do is to look at your on your laptop, the keyboard. You will see key Alt, press it plus key Tab. So if you press Alt plus Tab, you can view this window. You can move around. You can move around through the various windows in Stata. So you can also go to window here, and if, for instance, this is not open, if there are windows that are not open, you can see some of only 2 windows are open now. I can come here to open the ones that are not open. Command is open. Result is open. I can open the view from here. I can open the variable from here. I can open the properties from here. So that is one thing. First thing you should be able to do. Some may open, you may open your own, and some of the windows may not look like my own. You can also, if you put your cursor where you have those straight lines, you can easily expand or contract the windows depending on what you want. So you can expand and contract same way you can expand and contract. So you should know how to do those basics. Now, as I have mentioned, there are in this window you can see the review window. It's also the history window. We will talk about it. This window is the command window. This is the result window. This is the variable window, and this window is properties window. Of course, when you open your Stata, right here you will see information regarding copyright, then address and website of Stata, and how you can contact Stata if need be. So if you are a genuine owner, you will see details about your serial number, and then to whom the license is given to, and so on. So those are those set of information that you see in the result. But as you will see later, as you write command, other results will automatically appear. In any window, let's say command window, you can right click. I right click. You know what it means to right click. Any window you can right click and see a number of things. Let me say, as I've right clicked here, I may be interested in selecting all the things that are here. I may be interested particularly in the way I want to see this this result screen. So I can choose result here, and then choose the kind of background that I want, or I can also change things here. This is the standard. I can choose other forms. Let's go to result again. I can choose whether standard, studio, classic, whatever. Let's even just, for purpose of this demonstration, choose a classic. So this will change the result window to yellow, and then these other ones, I will talk about them later. If you also change this to desert, the result window will have this. If we change this to mountain, so let me just apply one of these, the mountain. So let's apply that. The moment I apply that and I say it's okay, that should change the background to the preference, sorry, to the results. So that is, let me start. Okay, so you can, let's see how that will work. So you can also come here, look at the options available, and you can select the option that you want for the font. Maybe you want to increase the font. You can select any font you want and the size of the font. You can also select the font style, so that those are things you can easily do. Even here in properties, you can also right click. Even in command, you can right click. These are other possible options. You can copy and paste here. We will do a lot of that as we continue in this training. We will now take each of the windows one at a time, and I want to start with the command window. Of course, this is where you type your line of commands. So in Stata, there are two ways that you can interact. Basically, two ways you can interact. One, you could do interactive line by line kind of command. For instance, I can say system use. I hope you are able to see the screen. Don't worry about the result. So what I've done here, I've
Yes, sir. I
typed
can get the screen,
command.
sir.
Okay, let me increase the font and see whether it will increase. Is the font size okay now?
Yes, sir.
I think it's
it's okay.
It's better now, right? So we are here, and what I'm saying is that you could write a line of command, one line of command, and execute the command one after the other. So this is one command that I've written, system use auto. I could also write another command, describe, and then so that command, you can see each time I write the command, I press enter to be able to execute that command. So this is the way you do in the command window. You type one command at a time, and you execute that command. Another thing you could possibly, you will see here, of course, you will see in this result window, you will see two things: the command you type, as well as the result of that command. So that is why this window is called the result window. So you see that. Another thing you will notice from the simple thing I've done now is that as I type the command and execute, it automatically appears in the review. But I will come back to the review window. Always notice that any command, or always remember that any command you type and execute will automatically appear in the review. Let me give you two tricks that you must always remember on this command window. You can utilize the page up key on your keyboard and page down key on your keyboard. I repeat, you can, in this command window, you can utilize the page up key on your keyboard, and also use the page down key on your keyboard. When you press the page up, I press, you realize I didn't type, but I pressed the page up. So as I press the page up, it records the command, the last command in the memory. So page up, this is empty. Page up, this is the. So if I press page down, then it will give the next command in memory. So use the page up, page down to recall commands in history or commands in the review. So as I page up, page down, page up, page up, or page down, up. So you will be selecting. In other words, while here, and if I need to execute this command again, I just don't need to type it all over. I can use the page down to recall the command, in history, or page up, page down. So that is one trick that I want you to learn. Then another trick is that in the command window, you can also use what we call the tab. And in using the tab, you will be using it with respect to your variables here. I will still talk about this window. But suppose I have plenty of variables here. Sometimes you could have very large number of variables, and you are possibly interested in those that start with M. So you could type M, and then of course, if you just type M, and then you press the tab once, it will list all those variables here that start with M. And then you can easily select. It may just be the first letter that you remember. Just type it and press tab. Let me say again that, the one I can remember, maybe it starts with D. So after typing D, I'll press tab. So it can even automatically give you the one you are looking for. So press if it is the only one that is there. But if there are more than one, then it will give you the list, which will enable you to I'm looking for. So the only one with starting with the same letter is M. So if I press M and I press tab, it will give me those lists. So remember those simple tricks, because they can be very helpful when you are navigating or trying to run your analysis. So that is about the command window.
Sir,
2 tricks. Yes, please.
please, I can't locate the tab on my laptop.
Okay. Do you know the left-hand side of your keyboard?
Yes.
Okay. Can you go to the top, the top key on your left-hand side?
All right.
Can you see, what do you see there?
Arrow, 2 arrows.
Okay. I don't know your own keyboard. You will see escape, right? ESC.
Okay, escape. Yeah, I've seen escape. That's one of the first. Yeah.
There is another key following that one. You
That
will
is
see tilde.
the alphabet, the
Then
figures.
you will see the tab where you have arrow to the left, arrow to the right.
Is the tab?
Yes, that's the tab.
Right? That is the tab.
Okay.
Are you able to see it now?
Yes.
Clap for yourself. Clap for yourself.
Yes,
That's very good of you.
Can I ask a question, Prof?
Please go ahead. Ask.
Yeah, I am using Stata 17.
17, excellent.
Yeah, and when I used the page up and page down,
yes,
I didn't get the same effect that you are getting.
Did you have you typed any command? Did you type
yes,
the commands that?
I typed the same commands that you typed. I typed system use and I typed describe, and then
Did you get the
didn't-
result?
I got the results, yes, but
Excellent.
when I clicked the page up and page down on my keyboard, it didn't appear under command. It
Put your
appeared
cursor. Put your cursor in the command. Put your cursor in the command. Can you see where my cursor is?
Let me have a look. Where is it? And oh, there is where I should place it. Okay.
Yes,
I've done
place
that.
your cursor there. And then press page down now or press page up.
Yeah, I've done that. I'm still not getting it.
Okay.
It's still not bringing up I could only see it when I had the cursor in review, in history. Then when I
You will
view
see
page
it
up,
in
page
history.
down. Yes.
You will see it in history. I don't know what could have happened, but you
Okay.
can. That's what I'm doing now that is happening. There could be some other issues, but if it is not like that in your own, another option is for you to just come here, click that same command, any command in the history, and it will appear there if the tab option is not working.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you happy?
Yes, of course.
Great.
It's
I
working.
want you to do. It's
right.
working. Great. Okay. So this training is for beginners. We are starting from 0 level, and those who ask questions will learn a lot from this training. But those who keep quiet, well, I'll keep on. We pray in Africa. Keep on praying for everyone. Okay. So that is what I will say about the result, the command window. Can we go now to the result window? And one of the things we will
Prof,
notice.
some hands are raised up.
Huh?
Some hands are raised.
Some hands are raised. Wow. Okay, Kazim, can you please talk quickly? Kazim, your hand is raised. Who else is raising hand? Udeme. Abbas, you have lowered your hand. Okay, so let's continue. The alternative is for you to just the alternative is for you to unmute yourself and ask your question. So what we notice in the result window is that the result window contains all the commands and textual results. Please listen to that statement very well. So in the command, you can only see, in the result window, you can only see the command and text result. Let me do something which will not appear in the result window, but will appear. Let me say I type scatter, and I don't worry about this. Sorry. Let me select MPG and let me select wait. So let me run this command, press enter now. The command will appear as you can see, but this is a graph, this is a plot. Interestingly, it won't appear in the result. It won't appear in the result window. So the point I'm making now is that in Stata, you will only see the command and the textual result in the result window. Any graphical result will bring about a new window, which is another window that you can now relate with. So That is what you should know. Pictures or graphical display will not appear in the result window. Another thing I can do is to just say regress the same command. Let me say I simply type regress and run. Again, this is a result. So it appears, let me make it better. It appears both the command and the textual result appear in the result window. But anything about the graphical display will not show up. Sometimes you have a very long list of results, and you just want
Prof,
yes.
I am also trying to type the regress as you typed, or some
Yes.
other commands. I noticed
Yes.
that your own results window is showing
Yes.
some table-like results, but
Yes.
mine is only showing the some words and not necessarily in the table. Is it because I don't have any data already imported into my own data?
When you run your own command, what
Yeah.
data are you using?
I don't have data yet.
What do you want Stata to use? So, but if you start run, I use the command system use auto. That's the data set. Auto is inbuilt data set, so you could call for it. Type it also so that you have the same result. Type this command. The first command this one. Are you able to see it? System use auto. It's on your system. It's on your Stata, so it will
I
come
will
up.
type that now.
Okay, try. So let's continue. You could wish to clear out the result in this window, and I can easily right-click and clear the result. This is an option. So if I click on this now, the result will be cleared. So I don't have anything again in that window. I don't have anything to do, nothing again in that result window. Unfortunately, that action that I have performed, I cannot undo it. That is the danger. In other words, except I now start rerunning each of these commands again, and I start, that's when I can have those results. So anytime you clear the window, then you cannot retrieve the results any longer. But one thing you could also do is to select all the results, and then, of course, copy the results. You can copy the whole thing, copy as table, copy table in HTML, copy as picture, and then paste in your Word format. And so you could copy your result the way it is, and then put it in Microsoft Word. You can copy it as a table, you can copy it as a picture, and so on and so forth. Great. Any quick question on that before we move to another window?
Hello, sir.
Hello, ma. Hello,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir. Sorry, sir. Yes, I didn't get how you played your results.
I right click the result window.
Okay.
Are you able to do that?
Yes, sir. I have done that.
You see the way I right click?
Yes, sir.
Then you see clear results.
Okay.
Then click that clear result. If it's not clear, then there is problem. I won't say with your system.
Okay, sir.
Are you able to clear now? Or you are afraid of clearing it? Okay, if you are afraid, no problem. But to clear, and then simply right click.
I'm not getting it.
Huh?
I'm not getting the option to clear.
Can I?
You are not getting what?
The option to clear.
Right click, right? Do you know how to right click? Are you able to see something like this?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Can you see clear results?
Okay. No, I can only see select all preferences, font and print.
Maybe because you don't have result to clear.
Okay, okay. Okay,
what do you want to clear when you don't have result?
Can I ask a question?
Sorry, sir. I have a similar problem too.
Hello,
Yes,
sir,
what's
Prof.
the
Hello,
problem?
sir.
Hello.
Prof. So I know
Yes.
the other, he too said he has, he has similar problem. That is, he also doesn't have maybe any data already. So I think what we can do is that, anyway, what we can do is that maybe moving forward, maybe from next class, well, I believe you probably have that in mind also. Maybe we have like maybe you give us a data set, okay, so that
This
everyone
data is on everybody's system. It's on everybody's
Exactly, exactly.
So I don't need to give you. I've told you how
That's
you can call it. System use auto.
Okay.
Yes.
So everybody should be able to
So everyone, I think people should take note of that. Yeah.
Sorry, Prof.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. I have a similar problem here too. I tried the auto system use auto, and then I ran it. Then try to enter regress MPG weight. I have a result here that look like something FSS DFMS result of my system here. But I'm trying to clear results. I'm not getting any option to do that.
To clear the result, just right click on the result window. Anywhere on the result window, right click like this. And
I've done that severally, sir. I've done that severally.
Okay.
What I'm seeing is select
Okay,
all.
I am
Don't
tried and it's working at my end here now.
Don't worry.
Working at my end.
If you have
Okay.
problem to save time, in fact, I'm trying to rush so that we can cover as much as possible.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello, ma, quickly.
Hello, sir. After copying the results and pasting it in Microsoft Word, is it also possible to edit the result?
Why not? It depends on the type of copy you use.
If it is copy picture.
If you copy picture, you won't be able to edit.
But it looks better that way than the scattered.
It's a matter of choice. If it's better, take the one that is better. But there are other things I cannot waste time to begin to teach you how to do it. So, but you will learn as time goes on. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Quickly.
Please, I have a question.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Prof. Please, I'm Zevi. Yeah, I'm Zevi calling from
Makodi.
Investor Makodi.
Makodi.
I have an issue.
Nigeria?
Yes, I have an issue, sir. Yeah. Yes,
Okay,
Makodi,
I
based
thought
state,
it's
Prof.
in Europe. Okay, go on.
No, we are one Nigeria, sir.
Okay, I know.
So my problem is, you said you gave us a command. You said when we call that command, it automatically gives us access to your data set, which is the system use auto.
Yes.
But my worries is when I call that command,
yes.
What I'm seeing there is on the interface is giving me a word there that unrecognized command.
Yeah.
So I don't know what could be the
Stata
issue.
is sensitive, is case sensitive.
Okay.
So if you use capital,
It is not system, it's systems.
Eh?
Hello? You said?
Sorry.
Stata is case
Sorry, sir.
sensitive.
Excuse me, sir.
Hello, yes.
Yeah,
quickly. I can't hear you. Maybe you have muted yourself.
Okay, like people are mistaking this thing. Like system use is different from sys use.
Okay.
SYSUSE. So I've done that before, and it gave me something like, so until when I type it the way you typed it on your system, that was when I got the result.
Thank you very much for that helpful information. So if you do it the way I did it, you will get whatever I get.
So
okay,
what
we need to make
this thing is that instead of using system use auto, that you shouldn't type the system as SYSTEM, just use SYSUSE space auto. I guess some other persons are using SYSTEM space USE and auto. If you type it that way, you'll not get it. So system.
But this thing is clear. This thing is clear to everybody, and everybody is just to do it the way I've done it. Anyway, let's move forward. Let's move on. The video is there for anybody to watch again. Now, we have talked about the result window. Let's go to the review window. This is this window. Everything I'm saying, they are also in the lecture note. They already shared with you. But I don't want to look theoretical. That's why we are actually doing hands-on practicalizing this thing. So this is the review window. Everybody should have this window, except you are not using Stata. Maybe you are using STAT without the last A. So you may not have this review window. So this review window keeps a record of all commands Stata that all the commands that you have run in Stata. So you can see any command that I type here will be in the review. Any command, any type, excuse me, any command I type will be in review. So that is one of the basic function of the review window. It keeps record of all commands that you run in the command window. Even the command is unsuccessful. Let me say, for instance, maybe I instead of typing describe, I type describe. I type it maybe in one of our local languages, describe. So this one will give me error. So in review, you will see both successful command and unsuccessful command. So it helps you to know the error you have committed. And you will see that the successful commands are in black. That's a customized color. And also, of course, the unsuccessful command appears in red. So you can see it in red. And quickly in this log, you could see, or in this review window, you could easily see those unsuccessful commands and the successful command. You can click once to move. If you click anyone, I think I've shown you before, you click any command, it will automatically appear in the command window. If you click it once. But if you click it, you double click it. If you double click it, as I'm going to do now, I will double click it. You know how to double click. It will not only show, it will also execute. So as you double click, it will show and also execute. But if you click once, it's not going to execute. It will only show in the command window. But when you click, you double click, it will show and also execute. So I'm going to double click. You will hear pepe now. So this is it. It has shown and automatically, even without typing anything in the command window. So that's all I want to share. Those are tricks I want to share with you regarding the review window. Any question quickly on that?
Sorry, sir.
Yes, sir.
How do we import data ready for analysis in Stata?
We have not gotten to that point, sir. We are taking it gradually. We have not gotten to that point.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Please, sir, can you increase the font size of your command window? The font size.
The font size of my command window, this is it. Let me increase it. What do you want? 14?
16.
16, okay. You have good eyes the way I have. That's good. Did you say 16? So, are you able to see? It's okay now, right?
Yes, proceed.
Excellent. So, clap for yourself. Clap for any other quick question? If none, do we move on? Do we move on? Yes. So
yes, I will move on.
Now we are going to another window which we call the variable window. This is the variable window. We all know what variable means. Variable simply means any measure that can take different value, different values. So that's variable. And for instance, in this inbuilt data set called auto, you will know when we describe it. If I click here and describe it, you will notice that the variables here consist of there are 12 variables that are listed here. So, and there are how many observations? 74. So this data set is about automobile data, 1978 automobile data. So there are 74 observations there. In other words, 74 automobiles were sampled, and the information collected about them include the make of the automobile, the price of the automobile, the mileage of the automobile, the repair record, 1978, the repair record as at 1978, the headroom. Those who know about headroom will know what they mean. Trunk, that's the trunk space. That is the weight, the length, the ton, the displacement, and the gear ratio, then the foreign, whether the car is, I wouldn't know whether it's foreign made or locally made. So these are variables because none of them can take any measure that takes constant value, like your name is constant. It's not a variable. You are not changing your names since the day you are named. So your name is constant. Yesterday, today, and possibly tomorrow. So your name is the same. Alonge or Joseph or Chris, the name is the same. So it's not a variable. It's not expected to be here at all. So here, this is where you have all the list of all the variables in your data set. Just as we can see this list here. So you can select this list from here. Like the other time when I use the command regress, instead of me typing this mileage, I can come here, I can see this icon. Once I click this, the mileage, the variable name will automatically come here. So the advantage of doing this kind of thing is that it prevents you from typing error because, as I said earlier, Stata is very sensitive, is case sensitive. So instead of you typing those variables, you could just use this direct arrow to direct those variable names straight to the command window.
So we are not getting it too.
Don't be annoyed. So where do I start from?
About
after that
regress, the variable.
Okay. I will clear it. You know, look at can you see my cursor?
Yes.
Can you see my cursor?
On the variables.
You will also see one arrow that is following that cursor.
Yes.
You will see one. So instead of you typing, if you are selecting any variable here, use that arrow. Click on that arrow. When you click on the side of that arrow, we move straight to the command window. Do you get it now?
Yes, sir.
You are almost getting annoyed the other time. I now want to select another one. Wait. So I select wait. I see this direct arrow. I will click it again. The wait will come here. And then I can select as many variables that I want to select. I can do that and then press enter. The result will appear again. Is it clear?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
On the variable window, I can also see properties, but properties is not on my own window. Okay, sir.
We have not got to that place, Emma. But be happy with what we have done so far.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Everybody must be happy. We may not be able to cover what we have planned for today, but if everybody is happy, then I think. Good evening. Yes.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I'm sorry, my question may want to take you back, but it's okay.
If it's not too back, if it's not too far to the back.
No, it's too far because it concerns the software. I don't have a problem. I just want to find out if you have a link that can download the Stata. I tried here, but it's not working.
Stata is licensed software. If you go to their website, and I'll show you the website. The website is www. If you go to help here, you will see information about Stata. So you can download and use the trial version. But
okay,
that will last you, I don't know how many weeks, maybe 1 or 2 weeks. After that, you will be required to get a licensed one. You don't have option than to invest in it. Is that helpful?
I'm helpful, but you hardly buy software in this part of the world. I'll find the crack version. I'll find the crack version. I'll find it.
You are talking to the old world, then you are being monitored. Thank you very much. So I don't encourage crack version. It is illegal. it is unacceptable, please. Okay.
Okay.
That is number one thing you need to know. How you can use move variables or select variable. But if you double click a variable, if you double click it, it will also go there. Maybe you just double click even without pressing the arrow. If you just double click, so you can also use the arrow, whichever is preferable to you. Another thing that you could do in this variable window is that you can use it to filter or reorder the variables. And click the name, the label. You see, as I click, the names are reordered either in alphabetical order or in the original order, maybe from in ascending or descending order. You know, this is going down from the bottom down in descending order. If I click again, it's going up in ascending order. So in variable window, you can filter and reorder. You can also use label, click label to reorder alphabetically. This you can filter. Let's say I'm looking for all those with M. Any variable that has M will appear. If I'm looking for those with K, all those variables with K will appear. You won't know the benefit of this until when you are dealing with massive amount of data. So this is the beauty of Stata. It allows you to handle big data. So that is and I've told you, you can right click. You can right click any variable, for instance, in there, and you can keep the selected variable, or you drop the selected variable. Okay, please ask your question.
Thank you very much, sir. I like the search button you just used now. I don't know how you come about it on the variable.
On the variable.
Yeah.
You can see something like a spanner. Can you see it? Icon like spanner? Can you see icon directly under the variables like a spanner? Can you see?
No, sir.
Sorry, I believe is the version you are using.
Not really like a spanner.
Sorry, sir. Sorry. It's not. It's not just.
If you click that one,
before that spanner can come, before the spanner can appear, there's something. There's something that looks like a funnel over there, up beside, directly by the right of the variable.
This one.
Filter bar.
Not that.
Yes, click on it.
Not that. Yes.
Okay, click on this.
Yes, just click on it. Yes.
Yeah, it's working now. Yeah, it's working now.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
And you see, some people are even teaching me in this class. Thank you very much. Now I know my teachers. So that's good. That's the way to work collaboratively in a good class. I think we have a very good class. So we need to help ourselves. And then one of the things we should do in our classroom is to share ideas, ask questions. Even if I'm not able to answer, there are well-experienced, highly competent people also in this class, and they are willing to help. So use the classroom platform very well. You could just come to Pillar Starter Training Classroom and write your questions here for people to help you out. That's very good. Thank you very much. I was
Hello.
trying to. Hello, yes.
Yeah, please, sorry for us. I want to know when you go to the command side, or
when I go to the
when you
command
do,
side, yeah.
yeah. So when you do the regress
Yes.
MPG weight.
Yes.
So I was trying to play with them, and I did regress price, weight, and MPG.
Yes.
Right. And I got some figures. So in this part, is the price the dependent variable in this
The
case?
first variable you type will be the dependent variable.
Okay.
But we have not gotten there. I don't want to jump, but the first variable, just to satisfy your curiosity, the first variable is always the dependent. It's taken as the dependent variable. Is that okay?
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. So before I leave this window, I've told you that you could even select a number. Let's say I just block a number of variables like this. No, I can keep all these variables only, and then anyone, if I press this one, any variable that is not selected will be removed. So what I'm saying is that only those variables that I highlighted should be kept. And then if I click this, then I'm saying you should drop all those variables that I have highlighted. I can also copy this and paste maybe in Microsoft Word. I can select all here and copy all of them maybe into Microsoft Word if I'm writing my report and trying to explain all the variables. That's much I want to say about the variable window. Any question before we move to the next one?
Sir, please, if you keep or drop a variable, can it be recovered or restored back?
If you keep the set of variables, all the ones that will be deleted, you will not be able to get them back, except if you have saved them, in a different, you use a different file name. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Great. So you have to be very careful when you are keeping or when you are dropping. It's always good that before you drop, you save the data using a different file name.
Hello, Prof.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, Prof. When I use the command scatter and with the variables, I get error. But when I use regress, I use scatter, the command scatter with the variables. For example, MPG and price or weight I should use. But I get a script that is run, but I will later have an error. But if I use regress, I have some values. I don't know what is happening.
And look at your command for scatter. If you use uppercase, or if the spelling is wrong.
It's lowercase and the spelling is correct.
Eh?
It is lowercase and the spelling is correct.
And check very well. SCATTER.
Yes, bro.
Okay. But it works in my own. Like this is my own now. If I press enter, this is giving me the scatter plot.
Yeah.
So please check your own. It might be that if nothing is wrong with certainly nothing is wrong with you, maybe something is wrong with the system.
Okay, bro. Thank you.
I think the problem
now, yes,
is expecting figures. Is expecting figures for the scatter. The scatter is like a scatter diagram. You can't get figures when you type the command scatter.
I've already said that once you are expecting a plot, you won't get the result here. There will
Yes.
be another separate window. Maybe that window has even been open and you don't know. Check the check your status down and see the windows that are open in your desktop. So
Okay,
let
but
us. Huh?
I have checked. There's no window. It just gave me errors. That's
No,
it.
we can attend to that later.
Okay, fine. Okay.
But you can also find time to review this class. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Great.
Hello,
Now,
sir. Hello, sir.
yes,
Hello,
I
yes,
sir.
tried
yes,
to
yes,
copy
yes.
the
Hello,
variable
sir.
names and the list and try to copy it to Microsoft Word, but it's not giving me the label. It only gave me the names.
It's not giving you, if you copy all of them, right?
Yes, I copied it and tried to paste it in Microsoft Word.
And
But
you said copy variable list. So it's only going to
yes,
copy
sir.
the variable list, not the label.
So how do I copy it with the label, sir?
If you have to copy with the, let me see, select all. Did you use select all?
Yes, sir. Select all, then right
There is
click.
no, I cannot see anyone for copying the label here. But what you can also do here is, let me use this. Sorry. You can copy from here, preferably. Is that okay?
Okay, okay, sir.
When you type describe, you can
Okay,
copy
sir.
the label,
Okay,
everything
the
here.
label. Okay,
And
sir.
edit.
Okay, sir.
Huh?
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Great. So, if we are going to the last window, which is properties window, some people said they don't have it. Let's say I don't have it now. Then you can go to window menu. In the window menu, select properties, or simply press Control+5. So I can have it. So once you do that, you will be able to have the property window appearing on your Stata graphical user interface. So in the property window displays variable and data set property. Any variable you click here, it will show you the property of that variable. You will see that I won't be able to change anything here. But if I want to edit this property window, there is something like lock, yes, lock here. So you can lock, you can also unlock. It is when I unlock that I can change anything here. So you usually use this to prevent unintended change in the variable name. So you can also use, for instance, I've selected price. If I want the next one, I will use the next arrow. It will select the next one. If I want the previous one, I will select the before arrow. So if I want the next one, I will choose the next arrow, and so on like that. You use this to edit and In fact, you can collapse the windows, you can expand them, you can expand. We will still later talk about how to define our variable names. In fact, you talk about data manager. We'll talk about that when we get there, or variables manager. So that is the variable listing. If you want to hide the property, you can just close this door here, and it will hide it. Any question on the properties window before we move to the next one? Quickly. Yes, Dorothy, Annie, you can talk. Dorothy, okay.
Hello, sir.
Hello, ma.
What is the essence of unlocking the variables at the property?
At the property window.
Yes.
I told you now, when you lock, you prevent unintended correction or editing or change in the variable name. So nobody can change the variable name once you have locked.
Okay, but on purpose, we can decide to change the variable name or label.
Why not? You can change it.
Okay, is all right.
You
Thank
can
you.
change it. But when you don't want enemies to change it, you lock it. Or
Okay.
you don't. Any other question? That's good. Let's now move on to. That's all. We have touched all the windows in the graphical user interface (GUI). But there are other things, which we have not talked about. Particularly these ones are called the toolbars. The toolbars. These icons. There are 12 of them, if you count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 of them, 12 toolbars here. So the first one is the open. Whatever is just a shortcut, because most of the things we do here, you can even do them also in the menu. I will still talk about the menu, but here you can talk about the toolbar. So the toolbar, the first one is the open, which you can click to open any Stata data, Stata data set. So I can click on it, open any Stata data set, but you can also use the save icon to save the data. So it will ask you a question whether to replace the existing one or not. So you either say yes or no, depending on what you want to do. You can print, which means you can print whatever is displayed, on the window. So if you say you want to print results, then you have to indicate what to print. So, and the printer you want to use. Wow. So you can also, this is what we call log. So this is log icon. I will still talk about log I always encourage you to learn how to use log. It's very, very helpful if you want to keep track of the starter session. Everything, every command that you use will be kept in the log, and then you can use those commands much later. How do we use the log command? If I click it, it will tell me where do I want to save it. So I might want to save it in, give it a file name. Let me call it March. Today is March 23. So I can call it pillar. Let's just say March 23. But there are options. You can save it as SMCL, or you save it as log, or you I always prefer saving it as a log, because I think you'll be able to open it with a WordPad or Notepad, if you save it as a log. So I normally prefer that. Yes, you'll be able to save it as a Notepad. So and once you give it a name like that, you can save. You can save. And Stata will tell you where it is saved. We will still talk about directory, how to open, how to launch directory, so on like that. So you can also suspend a log. It's possible. Just come here. This is the log icon. You can close it. You can suspend it. You can view it. For instance, if I want to view it, I can say, okay, this is what is in the log. Let me say, for instance, I have run this command. Let me run it. So let me run this. It will be in the log. If I run this, it will be in the log. If I run this, it will be in the log. If I run this, it will be in the log. So all the commands will be in the log. If I want to see the command in the log, I can simply come here and say log. Let me see what is inside you, and then you open. You can see in that log, it has kept the record of all my activities. It has kept the record of all the starter session. So this is the beauty. You can open this in Notepad, like the other sister who is trying to collect this. If you have used the log file, you will be able to just copy from here and paste. So only result will be in the log. The graph will not be in the log. So that is that. You can close this. If you want at any point, you can suspend using that, and so on. So that's the use of the log icon here. You can also see what we call the new viewer. If you want another viewer apart from viewer. Yes.
I didn't get how you did that. The last one, viewing the what was saved in the log file March.
Yes.
I didn't get how you did it.
I said you go to file, you will see log.
Yes.
You will see view. Then it will bring a choose file to view. Just click because it's going to be the default one. So you can have it back.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you happy now?
Yeah,
Sorry, sir. Can I ask a question? What do you click OK?
Yes.
In the log?
Yes.
Do you click OK?
Yes.
Okay.
I click OK.
All right.
Then I have my list. Is that clear?
Yes, it's clear.
You see, even here in the log, you can do many other things. you can edit, you can do that, but you can explore all of that later.
Yeah, but I didn't get the when I clicked OK, I didn't get the that file.
You didn't get the
No,
file.
I
Did you
didn't
save
get.
it?
Did I save it?
Yes. If
Ah,
you didn't save it, you want to get what you didn't save.
as log. I saved
Did
it
you
as
save
log.
it? Did you save it as log?
Yes, I saved it. I went to the log, and
Yes.
then it gave me the option to save, and I saved as log. I even named it March 23.
Okay. Now, do you know the folder where you saved it?
Yes.
Okay. Go here, click, and then go to view. Is it in the working folder you saved it? If not,
Browse.
then go to browse.
Okay, I go
Yes,
to browse.
and look for
All
it.
right.
Okay, good.
Excuse me, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, yes.
Please, I want to. How did you save in the log? Because I saved already, but I tried opening it. When I opened the log file, I did not get all the results. The results
Did you
were
get
not.
some results? Did you get some results?
No, not at all, sir.
We started by clicking this log to say begin log because the log is on now. So if I must open a new one, I have to close this one. So if you open, you open it at the beginning of your starter session, and then you save it. Once you save it, you give a file name to it and you save it as log. Then all the commands and results you get in that session will automatically be saved in the log. And then you can come to file, go to log, select view so that you can see it just the way I've been able to see my own. I think what I would suggest is take time to listen to the video again, and then you'll be happy with what you get. Is that okay?
Alright, sir.
Okay, sir.
Great.
Yes.
Great.
Okay.
So if you click, the next icon is viewer. This is the viewer window where you get help. So you can read advice on finding help in Stata. So anytime, for instance, I could be interested in getting help on regress. So Stata will give me all the possible help that I can get. So you can look at all the helps here. If you're also interested in Stata, like the other person, so you can type Stata. So it will give you all the helps, the various commands that can give you Stata plot. So that is the purpose of the viewer. And then, of course, if there is any plot that is like when we run this one, Stata, and we have this, it's not highlighted now. Now that icon is highlighted, it can bring to the front the plot I just made. So by clicking it, it will come out. So,
Auntie Monsurat, please mute your mic, please. Mute your mic. The thing is.
But if there is no plot, there will be nothing to bring to the front. So this is the usefulness of that icon. So if it is hiding, clicking the plot graph icon will bring it to the front. So another thing that you must know is the do file. The do file. So the do file, even though I plan to talk extensively on it, but our time is going, so I will talk briefly now so that you can see the use. So the do file, this is where you do bash command, you know. So you can in do file write series of command and run them at a time. Instead of using the command window in the do file, you can have a list of commands that you can run all at once. For instance, I can write the one I used the other time, system use, auto. You can type all the command and then maybe you say describe. Then you say regress. You see, it's not giving me result all at once. I've not even executed this, so but I can generate all the commands on a particular work that I'm analysis that I want to run. So I have MPG, then wait. Then I can say, okay, draw the scatter of MPG, then wait. So let's assume that I've even closed this. So I have to save this. So I have to save. So I can save it as, again, it will be saved as do file if I take March 23. So March 23. So that's my do file. Already exists. No, this is, sorry. Let's save this here. So I can save it as, let's say, March training. March training. And I say save. Okay, so it's been saved. You will see the do file editor file name, which is mathR.do. mathR.do. So to run it, I can simply click on this execute do. So if I click on it, it will run the command, at a go. So this is it. So this is the beauty of the do file. So for do file, it allows you to execute your in fact, you will see, yes, this command here, I can even copy it. It's even here, you will see it there. So I can run it today, tomorrow, anytime. I can run that. All the things that I've been doing, typing one command line at a time and executing.
Hello, bro.
With do file, you can just click on it and run it at least simultaneously. Yes, any question?
Please, I haven't saved the do file. How do I access it again?
It's in the folder that you save it. That is why you will see you must be able to define your working directory. So if you don't know your working directory where your file is being saved, you can simply say print ZWD. Let me. You can say print working directory. So you can just type that command pwd. So it will tell you where you are working from. So this is where I'm working from now.
What I'm saying is I tried like opening it from like file.
Yeah.
Then
You can go to yes, go to file and then open. You can open and go to where you saved it. You know, my own is saved in where did I even save it? So yeah, it's saved in Pilaf. But for you to get it, you need to go to the drop down arrow here and select, because you won't see it, and select the do. Are you able to see now?
Yes, I got it, sir.
So you can now select it and open it.
Yeah, thank you,
Is
sir.
that okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. This is Batson Mazungu from Malawi.
Oh, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Thanks for your good presentation. That is ongoing. I have a question on the do file command.
Okay.
Yeah, others they say that after the do file is actually used for manipulating data, maybe using if you want to print data, or maybe you want to rename some variables. I don't know if this is the case. I'm just the beginner in Stata.
I need to get you right. If you can just ask the question again.
Well, what I'm saying is the question is on the do file.
Okay.
Yeah, others they say that the do file command, you use it especially maybe when you want to manipulate your data or your variables. Let's say for data cleaning, or maybe you want to rename some variables. So I don't know, maybe if you can shed more light on this one.
Yeah, I will advise you that you can believe. If there's anything before you believe, try to practice it, and then that will strengthen your belief. So in this case, you can the whole essence of the do file is that if there is any routine analysis or data cleaning that you do routinely, you can also put the commands in the do file.
Okay.
If it is also analysis, maybe the regression analysis that I've done now, plotting scatter diagram, running regression, I can also put that in a do file. So it's not only for particular routine exercise or analysis. It's for all kinds of things that you can do in Stata that you can also put in your do file.
Okay.
That much I know. It's not restrictive.
All right, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
You are most welcome.
Thanks, sir.
I'm afraid that, yes, we are almost we must not exceed 2 hours. So I've talked about the do file. We will still continue to use the do file subsequently. There is also the icon on data. You can see there are 2 icons, like in fact 3, like a spreadsheet, no. But the first one is the data editor. So if you click it, you will see the old data, and then it allows you to edit if you want to edit, and then you can change, even you can change variable names here, you can change the content of this data, you can do a lot of things here. But if you call this other one, it will also come, but you can only browse. It doesn't allow you, you cannot change anything here. No matter what you do, you can't change anything when you use that data editor browse. But it's always better if you don't, it's better to use the data editor browse if you know you just want to browse and your intention is not to edit. Otherwise, if you are not careful in the process of moving things around, you could mistakenly change things in your data set. The next one is the variable manager. This is very interesting. This is where you have, you can even make a lot of changes to the variables. You can change the label. You can change the name. You can also decide what the type will be. We will still talk about the variable manager in our subsequent lecture. And of course, I ran a command the other time, maybe for you to understand how this last two works. Let me record that command. Yes, I use this. So, for instance, when I run it, list. So here, immediately you can see these two icons highlighted because there are other things that we need to see, but all of them are not coming out. So if I want more to come out, I use this arrow icon, or I simply click this one to move it out. If I'm tired of what I see, or if the analysis you are doing is being processed and the process is taking long time, you can break that process. You can see it's broken, and this is the point where we have to break this lecture today. I thank you for listening. I want to hand over to Mr. Redele.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Prof.
very much, sir. Sorry, bro. Can I have a question before you go?
sir.
Yes, if I can answer.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. So if you have some missing variables in your data set, how can
Thank
you
you, sir.
and you get some updated data? How can you edit that if you cannot do it on the data
If you
browser?
want to edit, you use the edit. You use the icon with edit, data editor edit. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, so thank you very much, Prof. Thank you so much for the lecture. I believe we have all enjoyed the lecture in spite of a few itches here and there. And I believe we can all see the reason why we had already mentioned that everyone must have Stata installed on their laptop, because the idea of this training is not for it to be theoretical. Anyone can easily read, books, but we want it to be practical so that at the end of the 12 weeks, we can all go back and, we can have a hands-on practical experience on the use of Stata. So there is always room for improvement, and we hope that that is why we want you to, I think, fill the poll. There's a poll that you should complete, please. We want feedback, and so that we can improve as time goes on. Then for the next class, we'll want to maybe at the start, but I want to mention now that everyone, except for the facilitator, all our videos should be kept off. Or anyone who wants to speak, if you want to say, maybe ask a question, you can switch on your video, but the video causes distraction. So I think it's a take home from today's experience. So going forward, please, everyone should switch their videos off and switch it on only when you want to say something, ask a question. So please, if you have any, if there is no, we've taken your time. It's rather we are just on the dot of 7 o'clock. So I'm not sure we can entertain any question for that because I believe we all have different things to do. So, but please let us engage in the classroom. The classroom should be interactive. Let us feel free to ask questions. We have people that can respond to some of the questions we have on these from today's lecture. Professor Lubuse will be there too. He can, when he has some time, he can we can prompt him to attend some of the questions. We also have Dr. Otekuri and some other people that can answer your questions, and even some of the participants have the intermediate level of Stata, and today's lecture is actually the beginners class. So we can have people that can, some of the participants that can also answer questions. So please let it be as interactive as possible. Let us be polite. Let us be respectful of ourselves. And I believe at the end of the 12 weeks, it will be all smiles for every one of us. So if anyone, if there is a comment from anyone, please, you can pass. We can take 1 or 2 comments and we'll close today's session. Thank you very much.
Yeah, please, I want to request, can the recording be sent to our mail so we could possibly watch and practice more before the next class?
Yes, thank you for that. The recording will be on the classroom. You can find the recording in the classroom, please. Yeah, so the reason for the classroom is also to save sending emails here and there. So that is why we have created the classroom. So please, the video will be uploaded on the classroom, so you'll find it there. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so if there is no other question or comment, I believe I can end the session and conversation can go on.
Hello, please, I have a contribution to make.
Okay, please go ahead.
It's kind of an appeal. I understand there are participants who are a bit ahead of some of us. Like for me, I'm starting from the basis. And so I will appeal, as much as some are ahead of us, they should give the moderators that opportunity of getting to have some of these things, information given to us who are just starting, because I noticed that most of the questions were coming from people who have had understanding on Stata a little bit as compared to some of us. And so getting to pick some of this basis has been difficult for me in particular. So please, in the next class, let's try to be kind of try to organize our questions such that everyone can be carried along. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bue Hinaka. Thank you for your question, for your contribution. Well, I believe the class was open to all. So if you had any issue, you could have prompted Prof, and I believe he responded to every single question, okay, or inquiry. So please, I think next time, if you have any question, okay, what we can do is that yes, we can ask maybe. But I think Prof I think his speed was okay. I think he wasn't so fast, and he tried to carry everyone along. So, but if you have any question, please feel free at any point in time to ask your question. And once again, like I mentioned, and like I believe you have also seen, hands-on, you need to practice. You can watch the video, and one of the essence of recording is for people to go back to the video because whether we like it or not, time is a critical resource, and we cannot, it is impossible to meet, it's a large class where at some point we're about 209 in the class. So it is, it will be, to say that everyone would get the same attention, that would be impossible. But as best as we can, your comment has been noted, and I'm sure from by next class we will see some improvement. But at the same time, please, the video, you can have recourse to the video. If you, at any point in time, you can ask a question, you can unmute your device, ask your question, or send it on the chat box, and you'll be attended to. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir, I just want to ask a question. Can we be expecting any assignment or any kind of homework from today's presentation?
Yeah, I believe Prof will have that answer.
In the material that I shared, the latter part of the slides, you will see questions. So I think somebody in PILAB can help to extract those questions and put in the Google Classroom as assignment for everyone.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. So that will be done.
You will see to do in the data part of the slides.
All right, thank you, sir. Sir, please, the data that was used for the class, how do we get it?
The data is in the Stata, so just is inbuilt in Stata.
Okay, all right, sir.
If you use the command I used, you'll be able to access the data.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. You can watch the video again, please, so that you can. I think sys use auto is a command to call up the data. So.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Okay.
Can you
So
help
thank
us
you.
with the slide presentation?
Yes, it will be uploaded in the classroom as well. The presentation will be put in the classroom.
Excellent.
All right.
All right. See you next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, and see you next week. Or rather, we continue in the classroom,
All right.
please, so that yeah, please. Thank you very much. Bye, bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Thank you, Prof. Yeah.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Hello?
Bye.
Trying to do that.